Deep within, we want it all. December 3, 2013. Dear ones, are you feeling somewhat hollow, fluctuating between slivers of joy and a deadening nothingness? Perhaps such is so because you are transitioning between worlds. For many there is an additional more personal peace. You wish to recreate some of the glories of past lifetimes. All of you have experienced both depravity, because of religious teachings, and lives with extreme levels of fame and wealth. You are now more interested in your past glories than the religious penitence that marked at least one of your lifetimes. Yet, you will not allow yourself access to the glories and riches you hold dear in this time and place because you are not certain you can achieve your goal, or that you want to. Many of you claim that you are not interested in the fame and corresponding riches you accumulated easily in past lives. We beg to differ. You did not select this particular time on earth to create a new age that forced you to sleep on a bed of nails or to deprive yourself of your electrical gadgets. You wish to have it all. A life of joy does not include poverty, hunger, or the fear of doing something wrong, as was true of your religious life experiences. Perhaps you did not feel deprived in your religious lives, but you were. You had so many rules you forgot who you were. You prayed, genuflected, sang and interacted when the rules said you could. Even though you did so in love for that life and historical period, that truth is not valid in this lifetime. New Earth is freedom, and creating your rules, if you must. Perhaps meditating daily makes you feel wonderful. Perhaps not. There are no rules. More importantly, you have decided to transition in a time in which things and inner power reign. Maybe even the thought that you might prefer things to living in a mountain cave isolated from society seems wrong and selfish. Yet, why else would you create New Earth during this time of consumerism? Perhaps you feel such is true, but your challenge is to ignore all that and live a solitary life in the country with few, if any, conveniences. Even though that might be true for you as an individual, it is not true of this New Earth transition. It is not about deprivation, it is about celebrating all you have discovered on earth that gives you joy and creating even more to do so. You are not a spiritual being. You are a physical spiritual being. And for you to ignore your physical being is no more glorious or correct than for you to ignore your spirituality and uniqueness. Allow yourself to move in the direction correct for you without the shoulds of, if I do this I will be more spiritual. Perhaps you will, but at the expense of your physical being. Allow yourself to glory in the capabilities of your internet, computers, iPads, cell phones and any gadgets that catch your imagination. Some of you feel you need to deny the creations now readily available on earth. Yet those creations allow you to expedite this transition. You could isolate yourself in a mountain cave, but that would negate all you and your advanced light workers created to ensure this transition was a global event. Many of you will counter that most religious faiths spread globally before modern innovations. Such is true. But those religions were created over hundreds of years. You, as a group, decided you did not wish this transition requiring hundreds of Earth years. You wanted this transition to happen in 2 or 3 generations. You have since decided to expedite the process to a few decades. Neither of which could have happened without the communication transportation systems you created in the past century. Those systems are not your enemy. You created them so you could exchange and share information rapidly. And by so doing, create a global freedom of wealth and comfort Earth has never experienced. Is it not true that most have access, in one form or another, to television, automobiles, radios, computers and cell phones? You continue to declare that all are to be equal. You are starting with your devices. Your dream of equality is becoming reality despite your inability to understand that such is happening. At the same time, those innovations are creating a lust, if you will, in the hearts of many for a better or different life. That living in a tin hut somewhere in the world is not enough. Such has almost always been the case. But now the lust for things and a different life is no longer a dream, it is a necessity. You are creating a new earth of joy in so many ways you have not yet acknowledged. Decide not to watch the news if you wish. Decide not to read newspapers or check your cell phone for updates. Even so, you will learn of the large earth events. You can no longer bury your head in the sand and scream to the heavens that the world must not change. You and earth are changing, not because of isolated spiritual meditations, but because those meditations, emotions and thoughts are part of your computer world. At the same time, the images you see daily of cruises, elegant homes, education opportunities and inventions are tickling the fancy of your physical being, just as they were meant to when you first encouraged aloud, created them in this life or another. You marvel at how rapidly this transition is happening. Yet you ignore the basis of that process, your ability to create and purchase. We have come full circle. This is not the lifetime to hide in a cave of spiritual longing or meditations. This is the lifetime to glory in your physicality and to use that to blend your physical and spiritual life. If that means living by yourself in a house in the country, so be it. But likely, that house will have some sort of computer or television access. And well it should, as this new earth is created in days and months instead of lifetimes. Do not belittle yourself or others if you desire something that seems inappropriate for a spiritual being, a house, car, iPad or diamond ring. You are not a spiritual being. You are now a human, no matter your origin. It is time to fully experience that humanness. There are no rules. You can be or do whatever you want, including accumulating wealth, sharing wealth, living in a mansion or tin hut. But do so because you want to, not because you believe you should. Follow your joy wherever that joy takes you and you will be a light worker. Dummy down in whatever manner and you will be of 3D or stagnant in your light worker quest. Allow yourself to be, including wealth, creativity, physicality or any other format you wish. But your wish, not the dictates of others. And once you allow that thought to be in every fiber of your being, you will zoom into joy. There are no shoulds other than enjoying your physicality and life. Deprivation was of other lifetimes. This is the life of fun. So be it. Amen. Channeled by Brenda Hoffman. www.lifetapestrycreations.com